Welcome everybody, this is Ben Corker from benzochess.com. I'm here with another exciting game, and actually this is more of a lesson. This is one of my popular games, I would say, one of my favorites that I just played yesterday, and I would definitely say that one of your main goals uh, is when you're down in material, if you're losing, like, something really messed up happened, you played bad, which everybody will play bad in their game sometime, even if it's, not chess. Maybe if you played baseball, basketball, or any other activity you did, you're going to have a bad day. And I can definitely say I had a bad day or a bad game here. I was really tired and not really playing correctly. So, but what really happened during the game, I messed up. And then you're going to see what the main goals are to do when you're down in material. So, or at least losing your game. So let's get it on. Let's see what happens here. Really exciting for this. Okay. I started off playing e4. Yes, I recommend most of you people to play e4, not well, did I say e4 d4? Okay, I played d4 here. That's what I usually play like 99.9% of the time, but e4 is a lot better square to go to and play for, which I did not play for. Would have been a lot more aggressive, more tactical, and probably something I gotta start playing more often. Okay, and I'm not gonna go move by move, so we're gonna go over play some of these moves a little bit quicker to get to the action of the game, pretty much. Okay, and I like how my bishop is lined up to the queen. It's a helpful strategy for some of you people are just starting off your games. You want to grab your smaller piece like this bishop and line them up to like bigger pieces like the queen. It can lead to tactics later on. And a lot of times in either regular games or online games, it has happened for me. I got a tactic in one piece. Um, Now here, I decided to go with bishop to g5, but what would have been a lot better is just to play my bishop back to right there. I don't know what's going on with the mouse right now, but yes, going back to g3 would have been a lot better, because then I'm able to still, have some sort of omega pin x-ray type of like vision against the queen, even though I can't really make anything happen right now, but it's at least pointing to the right direction, and that's what you want to do. Let's have your pieces aim for bigger pieces, or your smaller pieces aiming for bigger pieces is one of the things I did not do, but okay, let's go on. So he develops another piece, which is good. I developed a piece, and now, what just happened? H6. He's trying to kick my bishop off. I like to just move my bishop back here. Sometimes it's better to exchange, but I think it's okay for my bishop to go back. Trying to expose his king a little bit more. That's a little bit of a slow move for his knight to just retreat like that. So I'm going to go ahead and castle. There's nothing wrong with that. He attacks my bishop. I can either take his knight or just move it here, which is also good. But probably taking his knight would have been better, because maybe I'll always have his dark square bishop. Like if I would have came here and took on his knight, his bishop would take back, but then his bishop would have been on the same color squares as these other pawns, so in a way it would have been slightly bad, but it's not horrible. So it's a thought I could have done. Okay, so I played back, and so far the game's not it's pretty even still. It's not, no one's really winning right now, but we're getting close to that point. So he brought his knight out, and then I decided to take the pawn. I was thinking of doing a knight sacrifice. I was actually looking at this and thought there was, a tactic here And what I was looking at is most likely he would just take the bishop and then go for the rook, but really that's not his plan, because after I take this knight, he would actually, instead of taking the rook, he would just do a more forcing move, a check, attacking my king, and then he gets a free piece in there and take my knight back. Long story short is it's too many arrows. You guys are getting confused. But if you guys see the whole detail thing, yeah, it's better to take with the pawn instead of the knight. So otherwise, I would have lost the game a lot quicker. But who said I lost this game? Who knows? Okay, so the HF file is starting to open up a little bit. He takes. I want to connect my rooks. I'm shocked he hasn't castled yet, but I think he's going to castle queenside at the point when I was playing this game. But I wasn't sure. I think he was trying to decide which side to castle. But who knows? I decided to play for the open half file. There was better moves, especially when I had the computer look at it. I analyzed it first, and then I let the computer look at it for tactical reasons. And the move. Oh yeah, it was bishop d3, and I thought about this one time. Then I just it said nah, but actually bishop d3 would have been good. Battery power, 2 pieces against this knight. I probably would have won a pawn. And you guys counted 2 pieces versus 1 guy protecting. I should win a pawn and be aggressive, but that didn't happen. I take over the file. Now this is where I got really scared. My worst fear came in place now. He pushes h pawn. Why is that scary? Because I have a fear of since he hasn't castled yet, I think he's gonna decide a queenside castle, but then he's gonna keep on pushing this pawn and either take here or push the pawn again and just take here, or just create havoc somewhere. So that's what I'm afraid of, and I didn't, my worst fears is coming. So not the best move recommended by the computer, but yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with trying to double up here. And actually, computer likes that I'm up half a pawn pretty much. Pretty much still bishop d3 is very strong here. And just aiming at the knight. So, again, just aiming here, bishops belong on a nice diagonal like that. So I should have actually had my bishop there for the longest period of time, but instead I didn't do that. I took with the pawn. He takes back, and now the fireworks are going to start to happen. And actually, I'm going to not play. So I'm going to start playing bad here. This is where I start playing bad. And pardon me. Yeah, I played really horrible here, starting right here. So, well, after that move, I would say that's a really good move there. And actually, I think I missed a tactic too. So, knight takes, and what I played, and actually is a really bad move at the time, was g takes f3. Now his queen's gonna have a really nice attack, so once he pushes his pawn, his queen's gonna have this nice diagonal with the help support of the rook. But actually, I was actually afraid of taking the other way because of that attack, and it got really tactical. If we go back, this is the move I did not want to do, is bishop takes. And the reason why was because of that e4 pawn push, my bishop is hanging, and there's a huge attack on me right now. But I over-calculated. I just looked at that. I didn't look at any other scenarios, which maybe I should have done. And what actually could have happened, and actually this is really good for me. is I overlooked this. I'm actually up a lot here. Uh, almost 2 pawns. So I take the bishop, and what is he gonna do? He's gonna check me, right? Well, big whoopee, right? Who cares? I just moved my king, and what? Is he gonna check me with the queen? Maybe he wants to take. Best move is taking with the pawn first, but I take back, and now I have a strong battery on the d file here with my two rooks. And what is he gonna do? It's something I overlooked, and well, I'm thankful for computers to show me some of these tactics, and maybe this is something I gotta learn to look for in the future. And maybe if I was more awake and not so tired, I probably would have seen something like this. But instead, I decided to go with the G takes H or F3 and get myself into trouble. Where I thought bishop take was, losing by a lot. I guess I gotta get better with my tactics. Well, we all can, I guess. So he castles queenside now, which I thought he was going to anyways. And, okay, so let's go with the game. Queen A4. I'm trying to make threats and lower his threats, I thought by me making threats and start bringing my pieces towards this king, he's gonna, stop attacking me and concentrate on protecting his areas, and maybe he'll blunder and I'll come back and win the game, right? So he played king b8, and from like his next move on, there's a lot of moves he should have played e4 and just even this move I think he missed it. Yeah. According to the computers, he missed e4 here and a couple other moves he missed. So I brought my queen back. Not the best move, there was better moves, but I brought the queen back, and it shows that I want to push my pawn and try to win that f pawn and get my king really or queen really active in the game. So e4 will probably just kill me right here, pretty much. Well, no, not really. As long as I play f4, I'm somewhat safe, but still losing by a lot. But it just gets really kind of crazy here. So with that type of move, that would have happened, but instead he played g5 right away and just gave me a chance to stay alive in the game. I play c5 here to try get some sort of attack going, but after this type of push, now this is where I had no choice but to make this move, and this is the only move I had. Because of this queen is just really bearing down on my h2 square with the support of the rook is just a deadly combination, and I'm not going to get out of it. I have to make this move right here with my rook. So that's what I did, just to block the queen, making a blockade. Sometimes you have to play these little moves just to save yourself from a lost game. Now, my opponent spent a extra move before taking my rook, and I guess he should have just took a move sooner, because now I have a little bit more support, and that pawn, I got 2 guys supporting instead of 1, so I think he should have done something first. Now, yeah, according to computers, they want me to trade, but you know what? This is the main thing here. I'm gonna disagree with the computer here because one thing in quite a few games I learned, from playing and some books I read, when you're down in material, if you're losing, what you really want to do is avoid trading. So if you have like if you're down like a piece, you're gonna want to avoid trade at all costs. But let's do a vice versa. If you're winning a game by like a bishop or a rook, you have an extra chess piece. What you want to do is trade, pieces, okay? And you don't really, pawns are not really, you don't really need to gobble up pawns, but trading pieces will help you win the game a lot easier if you're up. But now, in this game, I'm down. You can see that the enemy has 2 rooks, a bishop, and a queen. If we add those up, that is 22, pretty much. Versus my team, which is, we add 9 and 5, that's 14, 20. So 20 versus 22. Now, he has a slight better edge in this game. And at least he's up by a pawn right now, according to the computer. So what I want to do is avoid trading. I don't want to trade at all. And the trading, I see trading being very bad for me. So I didn't want to trade pieces. I want to keep, you know, one thing I want to do is avoid trading when losing. I will have a better game keeping my players on the field. You know, you don't want to take your players out. You want to keep them on the field if you're losing. Okay. Rook to d7 actually helps me. Sometimes your opponents don't know what they're doing when they're up. So this is why avoiding trading pieces is a good thing. If your opponents don't know what they're doing when they're up, you're going to have a chance to come back in the game. Yes, I got a pawn back. It's not a big deal winning a pawn, but it lowers some of his threats, and just taking the correct pawns or correct pieces and avoiding others is going to help your game out. So, okay. Thanks for the pawn. Munch, munch, right? Okay, g4. Not the best move, because now I got a little fork coming in here. I am actually really attacking 2 pieces here. I'm starting to get back in the game a little bit. So, he's going to move, and the best way to take back... Well, I don't want to trade pieces. If I had to use my knight here, well, bishop takes. So that's why instead I take with a pawn. And plus this knight's really good here. He's blocking this pawn. He's a blockader, so... And I have threats of thinking of doing this. I thought of, you know, doing this type of play and having this strong pawn structure and having a strong outpost and maybe playing for a draw. That's what I'm hoping for in this part of the game. Okay, so c5, very interesting move, but here I thought about, well, I know I'm going to lose that pawn, but why not just advance it a little bit more? Don't know really the best move by other computers or grandmasters or whoever analyzes that. My thought is, you know, in most positions, anytime a pawn advances, it gets more attention. So my pawn will be lost, but the further up the board a pawn is, the more attention it will get. So maybe he'll be distracted and, you know, eat that pawn and gives me an additional time to, you know, get back into the game. So, okay. Queen comes in here and, you know, opposes another threat. Oh no. Anything but that, man. He will not leave me alone. Will the queen and rook please leave me alone? Come on. So I push a pawn to block the queen. Again, I had to deny the attack. So he has more attackers than my defender. So I know he's going to win the pawn like he just did. But it allows me to queen check and at least get back, try to get back into the game. I'm doing whatever I can. And actually what really should win the game for black here is king to a8. Just sitting there in the corner doing nothing. But, you know, there's too many guys on the field, and the king is much safer in the corner since it's not the end game yet. But instead he plays king c4, really bad. And actually I smell trouble for black right now with this little move here. Just move my knight right here. I actually threaten 2 things. One, queen comes right here for checkmate, depending on where this queen goes to. And also I threaten to play here with my knight forking the 2 pieces. And if he does anything else, I might even play this little tactic here to, you know, trap the queen in a way. So, I would say a clearance sacrifice. That's what it is. Okay. So, yeah. This is just trouble for black. So, yeah, that's what you really got to do is when you're down in material, like I said in the beginning of the game, when you're down in material, if you're losing, like I told you before, and it's still the same score, 20 to 22, black has better material, but since I avoided trades, uh, what you want to do is not trade and go for the king. That's what you want to do. If you go for the king, there's chances you might win the game. So, uh, yeah, I think I made the right moves here. And the rest of the game, just, you know, rook comes right here. Decide to do the clearance sacrifice. Or is it the decoy? It's one of the two. Rook place here is just horrible. I even see what he's planning on doing. He's planning on at least coming right here with his rook, but then with this fork here, it's nothing. So I take with the bishop. Let's see what he's gonna do. He didn't know what to do. He told me, well, I was like low on time. I have like, I think less than 5 minutes here of my clock, and I spent a lot of time, and he still has plenty of time. He said, let's just play this out, thinking that maybe I'll screw up low on time, but after that, I still have the checkmate thread. But yes, that is what you guys should do. And this is one of my favorite games. My opponent played pretty strong. He might have missed a couple of e4 moves earlier. And probably didn't take the advantage of his game, but definitely the biggest weakness he played was king c8, allowing me to come back into the game where he played it. Where if his king was actually on the square instead, this would have never happened, and actually he has chances to still crush me. So that's what I felt. There was really no other. Yeah, black. His biggest tactics was just pushing the e4 and just, you know, still going with his plan, and his plan was probably going to be successful with that e4 push sooner. Like on a move, I think it was 19 and 20 and 21. He missed it, and he played on 22, which is good. But his last blunder was playing king c8, just bad, horrible. And then I missed a couple of strong moves, like bishop covering the diagonal. But okay, so that's a goal for you guys. Don't resign if you're losing, at least by a piece. You can still get back into the game. Just avoid trades and attack the kings. So, okay, I hope you guys all enjoy this video, and hope you all learned. And thank you for watching, and stay tuned for another video soon. Thanks.